You've seen him every single class. His eyes find you like clockwork, but he never speaks. And the question that runs through your mind isn't just, does he like me? It's, why won't he just say something? Today, I'm going to answer that question, not with guesses, with psychology. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's going on in his head, and more importantly, how to handle it so you're never stuck in that awkward, silent loop again. Let's start with a psychological paradox that most people miss. When someone stares repeatedly but never approaches, they're trapped in what psychologists call parasocial fixation. It means they've built an entire story about you, in their mind, without ever involving you. You become a character in their inner world. They know your schedule, your seat, your habits. But they've never had a real conversation with you. Why? Because the fantasy is safer than the risk. In his mind, as long as he doesn't speak, you remain perfect, approachable, possible. The moment he says hi, reality kicks in. Rejection becomes real. Here's the question I want you to sit with. How many times have you felt watched, not because someone was interested, but because they were afraid of what would happen if they actually engaged? Let's test that idea with a psychology hack. Next time you catch him staring, hold eye contact for 3 seconds, no smile, no frown, just neutral. What happens next tells you everything. If he looks away fast and avoids you afterward, that's fear. If he smiles and approaches later, that's interest. If he keeps staring without change, that's fixation. 3 seconds. That's your diagnostic tool. Now let's break down the 4 psychological profiles behind the stare. Because not every look means the same thing. And confusing them keeps you stuck. Type 1, the phantom. He's not even looking at you. He's zoned out, mentally rehearsing a presentation, replaying a breakup, or just bored. You happen to be in his line of sight. How to know? His eyes are unfocused, and he doesn't react when you move or shift. The psychology hack? Wave subtly in his peripheral vision. If he doesn't blink or shift, you're invisible to him. Move on. Type 2, the frozen admirer. He's attracted, but terrified. He looks away, looks again. His brain is stuck in approach avoidance conflict. The part that wants connection and the part that fears rejection are in a deadlock. This guy will stare for weeks, months, even a full semester. Here's the uncomfortable truth, waiting for him to make a move usually fails. Why? Because his fear is stronger than his desire. So what do? You give him a micro-invitation, a small, low-pressure opening. A 2-second smile. A hey as you pass. A question about the lecture. You're not chasing, you're offering a bridge. If he takes it, great. If he doesn't, you have your answer. Type 3, the social strategist. This one stares to be seen staring. He wants his friends to notice, wants you to notice, wants to project status. The psychology? This is often low interest, high ego. He's not into you, he's into the idea of being the guy who can make you look. The hack? Turn away and engage someone else. If he loses interest immediately, you've filtered out a player. Type 4, the overanalyzer. Rarest, but most intense. He's trying to decode you, your body language, your reactions, your patterns. He might be genuinely curious about you, or he might be socially anxious and using observation as a coping mechanism. This guy often stares with a slight furrow, like he's reading a book. The psychological hack here is radical. Ask him a direct question about. So far, we've been focused on him. But here's the psychological twist that most advice misses. The person staring isn't the only one caught in a loop. You are too. Every time you wonder, what does he think? You're giving away your emotional energy to someone who hasn't earned it. That's a subtle form of psychological anchoring. You're letting his gaze define your experience. So here's the final hack, and it's the most important one. Reclaim your agency. Instead of asking, why does he stare? Ask, how do I want to feel in this space? Your classroom, your campus, your life. You are not a mirror for someone else's fixation. Let me give you a practical script that works in 30 seconds. The next time you feel his eyes, take a slow breath. Turn, make eye contact for 2 seconds, and give a calm, neutral nod. Then turn back to whatever you were doing. No smile unless you want to. No performance. What does this do psychologically? It interrupts the parasocial dynamic. It tells both your brain and his, I see you, but I'm not waiting for you. It transforms you from an object of observation to a person with boundaries. And if he ever does approach after that? You're now in control. You can decide, based on his behavior, whether he's worth your time. But here's the deeper lesson. Most of us, when we feel stared at, subconsciously hold our breath, shrink, or try to decipher meaning. That's a survival instinct, but it keeps us small. The real psychological growth happens when you learn to stay centered even under someone's attention. So the next time you catch him staring, remember, you're not a puzzle for him to solve. You're not a story he gets to write in his head. You're the one who decides how this scene ends. And sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is to simply turn the page.